Let's see. KJ Dog Love says, I pray for Canada. I hope he is good. I hope he has good people around him. And I hope he's willing to listen to good people around him. That's really key. We've got to be willing to listen to good people around us. As a matter of fact, we've got to seek out good people to have around us. And not just people that are loyal to us. We have to seek out people who are knowledgeable and who are loyal to the cause that we serve. So as Prime Minister, it's the country, ideally, right? It's not the Liberal Party, and it's not the rich. It is Canada. So Mark Carney is the Prime Minister designate. He's the head of the Liberal Party. His purpose as the head of the Liberal Party is the betterment of Canada, the nation of Canada. He is there for all Canadians, regardless of political stripe, and therefore he should bring in the best talent, period. The best talent that is dedicated to Canada, the nation, and to every Canadian. Those people that he surrounds himself with should be conservative-minded. They should be liberally minded. They should be progressives. They should come from every political wherever. It shouldn't matter where they are on the political spectrum. Are you an expert in this, and are you in this for the country? Then I want to hear your voice. That doesn't mean I'll do exactly what you say. It means I want your voice at the table. Now, with that being said, a couple of weeks ago, and this is a long time coming, this video is a long time coming, but a few weeks ago, when Musk started doing his thing, and he starts chopping, and he fires nuclear physicists who are in charge of the upkeep and the monitoring of U.S. nuclear weapons, and he fires air traffic controllers, and he fires whoever else he happens to fire just by swinging a big dull axe at whatever it is that looks shiny to him that he wants to destroy. We also had in the Defense Department. We had the firing, or do they fire them? Do they demote them? I'm not. The bottom line is they emptied the Pentagon of some of the most experienced officers, generals of the Air Force, the Army, the Marines, and the Navy. You're done. You're out. You serve that last guy. We want people that are loyal to us. We want to get, about meritocracy, right? Well, we want people that we believe are meritorious in our eyes, which, again, Trump has said, I want to surround myself with people that are loyal to me. The one thing that really caught my attention in this particular case was Hegseth got rid of the JAG officers, the top JAG officers in the Pentagon. Now, the judge advocate generals, which also we should probably look at the inspectors general that were turfed from all those different departments, those people that do the audits. You got rid of all your experts in law from the Pentagon. So we're seeing this purge throughout the early days of Trump's administration of the people who have knowledge, the people who have experience, the people who have understanding on any number of subjects and topics, including, in this case, of the JAG officers, experts in law, experts in military law. That's really problematic. Whereas a leader should be willing to surround themselves with wisdom, regardless of whether or not they agree with that person. We should be willing to surround ourselves with people who will speak into the moment and provide information that maybe those who are loyal to us, or those who that are sycophants, our fans, are whatever we might call them, those people who really want to make us smile, who refuse to tell us that, dude, you're in your underwear and there's a big hole in the butt. Those people, we need those other voices that will say, you got a hole in your underwear. And why are you only in underwear? Right? We have to have those people that are willing to tell the emperor they've got no clothes. We have to have those people who are willing to tell the president, you're wrong. We have to be willing to have people around us who will say, you might want to change course. Here's what I see. Here's what I know. And if you look at the Old Testament, there are times when there are many times when people of power, they don't want anything to do with God's prophets. Jeremiah comes to mind. Jeremiah is a prophet sent by God to remind his people, i.e. the king and the courts, the ruling class, the leadership, the religious leadership, the religious authority. You're on the wrong track. You're going in the wrong direction. You've got to shift. You've got to change direction. You've got to start looking after the things that God prioritizes, because the direction you're going is leading to destruction, and God is going to let it happen. I don't want to hear that, Jeremiah. You're always so gruff. You're always so grumble. How come you never got anything nice to say? It was the same for many of the prophets. Many of the prophets were in danger. I mean, was it Elijah? Hated by the king and queen. They despised this man because he would call them out on it. Look at Herod with John the Baptist. Hated John the Baptist with a passion because John the Baptist wouldn't stop talking about the bad things Herod was doing. Not just the fact that he was married to his brother's wife, but John was on his case about how he treated people. He was on his case about how he was coddling up to Rome. John was on his case a lot. We hear that Jesus, because Herod thinks, well, maybe Jesus is the resurrected John, the next incarnation of John. Why? Because chances are Jesus was getting on his case too about this stuff, about his behaviors and about how he was treating people. We see it from the front of that book to the back of that book. People in leadership who didn't want to hear anything that didn't fit, didn't affirm and validate their way of thinking. And bad stuff happens. David, a man after God's own heart, someone that right-leaning Christians will compare Trump to. Oh, he's the next David. David kept around him people who said stuff that he didn't like. Nathan comes to mind. Nathan was the prophet who replaced Samuel. Samuel's another one. Samuel gave David hell from time to time. Nathan absolutely tore David apart when David stepped out of line. And yet David sought out Nathan's counsel. He valued it. It hurt. It stung. Yes, there were a couple of times when Nathan got, almost say mean with him. There were no kid gloves worn by Nathan. And yet David sought out his counsel. Did he still make mistakes? Absolutely. But he did so informed. He was informed. And in the end, that's why David has no excuse except for the fact that he chose to do what he did. No excuse for his bad behavior. He chose to do what he did, despite wise counsel around him. But when you make it a priority to rid yourself of wise counsel, you're telling everybody, you're telling the world, you're telling anyone who is watching that you're on your own, that you're going to make decisions based on the information of those who are loyal to you. You're going to make decisions in an echo chamber. And none of us, whether you're Donald Trump or whether you're Vladimir Putin or whether you're Mark Carney, Justin Trudeau, Pierre Poilievre, or any other elected official, none of us, regardless of how much power we have, regardless of how little power we have, none of us are capable of living this life on our own. None of us will make the right decisions if we are making all those decisions within the echo chamber of sycophants. If all we do is have yes men surrounding us, our first idea will be the idea that we run with. If all we do is surround ourselves with yes men, there will be nobody there around us to tell us we're wrong. There'll be nobody around us to offer correction. There'll be nobody around us to offer a new insight or a new possibility that is worth considering. We're completely on our own. It's one of the great reasons for church. It's one of the reasons why I truly appreciate church councils, church denominations, where people are willing to stand up and say, no, I value churches where the congregations matter, where their voice matters, where their wisdom, their collective wisdom and experience and knowledge matters when making decisions for the community, when making decisions for the parish, or making decisions for the church organization. It's incredibly valuable for us. None of us should want to be in an echo chamber. I mean, it feels really good. Don't get me wrong. Being in an echo chamber, from an ego perspective, that is the place to be. Like that. Woo-hoo. Yeah, that feels real stinking good. But if I'm in leadership, I shouldn't be seeking to feel good. Remember, your feelings don't matter. If I'm in a position of leadership, the only thing that matters is making the right decision, making the best decision possible. And that is never possible when you ostracize, when you remove the voices around you that may offer a new perspective. It's never possible if every person around you just wants to please you. It's never possible if everyone around you just wants to demonstrate how loyal they are to you, just wants to demonstrate how wonderful you are, just wants to demonstrate how beautiful you are and smart you are. It's only possible when the people around us are willing to, are brave enough to, and have the wisdom, the experience, and the knowledge to say, whoa, dude, you got to go put some clothes on. Amen.